this MLB Network presentation of the World Baseball Classic. Tonight, we're at Chase Field in Phoenix, where Mexico will battle Team USA in the first round of Pool D action. There have been exactly 2 games played in what's referred to as Pool D. Team Italy victorious in both, defeating Mexico in come-from-behind upset style yesterday and pounding Canada earlier today by virtue of the mercy rule. Italy setting the pole in Pool D. In terms of the big picture, this first round of the World Baseball Classic consists of 16 teams split into 4 pools. The top 2 teams will advance to the second round, where those 8 teams will be split into 2 pools. The top 2 teams there in a modified double elimination format will advance to the championship round in San Francisco, where 4 teams vie for World Baseball honors. And it is with that and a very big atmosphere here in Phoenix that we welcome you inside the broadcast booth with Jim Cotton, Matt Vasgersian. Team USA, Kitty, has been waiting for this moment since 2009's disappointing results. Joe Torre has a different cast of characters, and Team USA hoping to establish their place in the World Baseball stage starting tonight.
Well, Joe Torre has brought a roster of all-stars, particularly their lineup, and if they can't produce under this kind of atmosphere and this noise, it's a lot different than they've had in spring training. So they have a great roster to try to get to that next round that they haven't been able to do. And for Mexico, as you look at the standings, by that upset by Italy yesterday, this is pretty much a game they have to win if they want to advance to the next round.
And Mexico has a very tough customer to deal with on the mound for Team USA. The reigning Cy Young Award winner, 37-year-old knuckleball specialist R.A. Dickey on the mound for the Americans.
Well, and R.A. Dickey, as you look at what he's accomplished, a National League Cy Young Award winner, first All-Star selection last year, traded to the Blue Jays, signed a nice contract extension. It does not take him as long to get ready during spring training as a conventional pitcher. He throws that knuckleball exceptionally hard, and I think that's going to be something that this lineup from Mexico has never seen before.
As you mentioned, it is an American team loaded with star power. The third member of our broadcast team, Sam Ryan, standing by with one of those stars, Jimmy Rollins. Sam.
Thanks a lot, Matt. And Jimmy, you guys have yet to take the field to play your first game, but how has Team Italy changed the landscape of this Pool D with their 2 wins?
They came out early. They came out swinging. I think it was, something that was unexpected, but you can never, count anyone out in this game of baseball. Anything can happen, and they've definitely proven that.
You guys are about to go against Team Mexico tonight, but what do you expect from them in their dugout when they're basically essentially in a must-win game?
Well, obviously they're going to come out aggressive. There's a lot of pride over there and a lot of good players that come from Mexico. It's our job to go ahead and neutralize that, steal the momentum. The crowd about 50-50 right now, so we have to make sure at the end of the game they're on our side.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Matt, back to you.
Sam, thanks. The former National League MVP right on point. This game's being played on U.S. soil, but it has a decidedly bipartisan atmosphere. Plenty of representation among the fans for both sides. Mexico and the U.S. ready for first pitch, starting lineups and more coming up right after this. Welcome back to Chase Field. That's 5 Cy Young Awards you see making its way collectively from the U.S. bullpen. 4-time Cy Young Award winner and U.S. pitching coach Greg Maddux. And the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the National League, now Toronto Blue Jay, R.A. Dickey.
And 2 of the most interesting guys that you could talk to about pitching. R.A. Dickey will make you feel inadequate, as intelligent as he is.
Come on, all right. Come on, buddy. Let's go, guys. All right.
We'll be bringing you some great pictures and sounds all night tonight for this big opener for Team USA. In fact, never before been given this kind of access for the World Baseball Classic or any big game on this stage. As a matter of fact, we have umpires mic tonight. We have both catchers wired for sound, and U.S. coach Larry Bowa also wearing a mic. We put the U.S. flag next to Bowa because we're not sure what the flag from Mars looks like. And of course, Larry will be brought to you via tape delay. U.S. manager Joe Torre, 2-time Major League Manager of the Year, 5th on the all-time managerial wins list. And as we have talked about a lot over the last number of weeks, taking this very seriously, has every intention of leading Team USA past where they've gone in 2006, past where they went in 2009, and with any luck, and according to plan, all the way to San Francisco in a couple of weeks for the finals. Rick Renteria, Buddy Black's bench coach with the San Diego Padres, skippering Team Mexico, trying to come back after a disappointing loss to Italy yesterday afternoon. Let's get you right to Rick Renteria's starting lineups. Mexico's starting lineup brought to you by G.I. Joe Retaliation in theaters March 28th. Let's take a look. Eduardo Arredondo, a Mexican League center fielder and a speed player, leads things off. Ramiro Pena, Luis Cruz, and Dodger slugger Adrian Gonzalez 2 through 4. Jorge Cantu looking to catch back on. The big league veteran DHing tonight. Speaking of looking to catch back on, 37-year-old former Yankee Karim Garcia is in right field, batting number 6. Adrian's older brother Edgar Gonzalez batting 7th in left field. Not Felix Jose, but Jose Felix behind the plate. And former Major League infielder Gil Velasquez at shortstop. It is R.A. Dickey on the mound for Team USA.
And he has been quite a story last year. As you see his numbers, started 33 games, sparkling ERA of 2.73, a 20-game winner. Tweaked his motion a little bit over the last few years and has really come up with a way to repeat that motion and throws the knuckleball probably as hard as anybody ever has. Greg Maddux, the pitching coach, said yesterday, and Greg pays attention to little details. He said, I'm so impressed with his arm speed from about right at neck high till he releases the ball. Almost like a conventional pitcher, and that's what's made him so effective with that knuckleball.
We are ready for baseball this afternoon in Phoenix. I say this afternoon, it's tonight. But we've been here since this afternoon. Pleased to have brought you the upset victory by Italy over Canada earlier today. And back at it for the nightcap, the marquee matchup tonight. Underway at Chase Field. And Velasquez pokes the first pitch back into center field. Arredondo does, rather. And Team Mexico has a base hit on the first pitch of the ballgame.
That didn't take long. Well, you don't have to worry about perfect game or no hitter. What a great shot. As R.A. says, he likes to give it about a quarter of a revolution up toward the plate. But sometimes against a knuckleball pitcher, the little guys that just try to make contact can be the toughest for them to get out.
Here is Ramiro Pena now with the leadoff hitter aboard, and it makes you wonder right out of the gate, Jim, the fact that R.A. took a little extra time warming up, if he was happy with where his knuckleball was by the time he finished his pregame bullpen.
If he's anything like a conventional pitcher, the bullpen is a warm-up, and the game is a game. And you have games where you don't feel good in the bullpen, you pitch well. You feel great in the bullpen, you don't pitch well. So you have to separate the two, warm up, cross the foul line, and pitch your game.
Among the things fans may wonder about regarding R.A. Dickey at this time of year and these conditions, he's pitching with a dome roof closed tonight. And on nights like this one, in a closed dome, he is 4-0 lifetime with a 1.2 career ERA. Those numbers just from 2012, that is, as Pena lays off, and it's 2-0.
If it's anything like the Astrodome when the late Joe Niekro pitched there, the atmosphere is favorable to a knuckleball. You see David Wright respecting the bunting ability and maybe the speed of Pena. He is way in on the grass.
Switch hitting second baseman waits, and a quick throw over to first base. There is a lot to get into tonight in terms of what's happened in Pool D, in terms of what Team USA faces, as everybody's now suddenly facing an upward climb against Team Italy. And the many challenges that are put in front of Joe Torre and his coaching staff, because let's face it, Jim, it's potentially a lose-lose situation for the Americans. If they win, they were supposed to have won. If they don't, they have disappointed, as has been the case previously in the Classic.
I think they know that, and I think they know, I mean, they're playing to win. Joe Torre's gotten commitments from all of his players.
It's a rare fastball from R.A. Dickey, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Pena. Check that, 3-1.
Yeah, I think Team USA realizes that, but they also realize the purpose of this World Baseball Classic is to promote this game globally. Now, there's a lot of cynicism in what I'm going to say right here, Matt. 65 pitches the starters are allowed. R.A. Dickey puts more effort into the throws to first than he does with the knuckleball. Do those count? He's thrown 4 of them.
Arredondo looks like he wants to run. There's a drive well struck out to right. Stanton has to turn his numbers to the infield, and that one's over his head. Arredondo being waved around now, held at third base. And Mexico's in business with runners in scoring position and nobody out in the top of the first.
Here's a slow motion look at the pitch. And instead of a knuckleball, he came with a moving fastball. You can see it move right out across the center of the plate. And Pena centered it up. Playing shallow in right field. Stanton couldn't catch up with that one. Loses his footing for just an instant. But Mexico unable to rave the runner home.
That'll bring up Dodger infielder Luis Cruz. A bright spot last year in Los Angeles when he hit 297. 29-year-old Dodger who spent nearly a decade in the minors. That one well struck out to right center. Stanton on the move and makes the catch. Arredondo tags up to come on in to score, and on the first out of the night, Mexico has a 1-0 lead. One in for the heart and soul of Team Mexico. 4-time All-Star Adrian Gonzalez.
Looked like he snuck in a fastball. I don't know if R.A. is too comfortable with his, you mentioned his knuckleball. It doesn't seem to have a lot of dipping and moving so far.
Gonzalez behind 0-2.
Plenty on that one, though. It was a knuckleball. Amazing what that pitch can do.
It's the first ever meeting between R.A. Dickey and Adrian Gonzalez. Little roller out to second. That's going to play an additional run as Phillips throws out Gonzalez. It's 2-0 Mexico.
That's a great start for Mexico. Productive out by Gonzalez. Joe Torre playing the infield back. I think he figures with the lineup that he has, he's going to play the infield back. He's going to give up 2 here early in the game and takes his chances that his lineup will score more.
Here's Mexico's DH, big league veteran Jorge Cantu. R.A. Dickey's given up 2 first-inning runs tonight. Cantu sends a drive into left center field. There's Adam Jones to close on it and retire the side. Last year, en route to a Cy Young, R.A. Dickey gave up 4 first-inning runs all year. Already 2-0 Mexico. Team USA trailing as we take a look at Joe Torre's starting lineup, presented by G.I. Joe Retaliation in theaters March 28th. 24 All-Star appearances when you total it all up. Rollins, Phillips, and Braun, Mauer, Wright, and Eric Hosmer, who was a late addition after Mark Teixeira was lost with a wrist injury. Giancarlo Stanton, Adam Jones, and J.P. Arencibia round things out for a decorated 1 through 9 filled with big league superstars. There's one on the mound opposing them, however, for Team Mexico, 27-year-old Milwaukee Brewers ace Yovani Gallardo, a 16-game winner last year. And his night is underway. Jimmy Rollins leading things off for the Americans.
33 starts. You mentioned the 16 wins. Opponents hit a little less than 250 against him. Nice ERA.
2 balls and no strikes to count to Jimmy Rollins.
204 strikeouts. You can tell the power arm. And the first inning always a little more tense than others for a starting pitcher. Tend to overthrow a little bit as he did on those first 2. That may even been the case with R.A. Dickey. You don't think of a knuckleballer as a pump, but he throws that knuckleball very hard, and it didn't have much movement to it the first inning.
Rollins, Phillips, and Braun lead it off for Team USA. And it's quickly to 2-2 now. Well, J.P. Arencibia will be receiving R.A. Dickey in Toronto, although word is that Josh Toley's going to be out there more often than Arencibia when Dickey's on the mound for the Blue Jays this year. The two getting to know one another here at the World Baseball Classic. And it's a full count now to Rollins.
Little reaction from the fans on that 2-2 pitch. Can't say I blame them. Could have gone either way.
As we discussed during the early game, 65 pitches is the limit in the first round of the World Baseball Classic. Long at-bats become something of strategy for the opponents. The payoff. And Rollins lines it into foul territory. Out of play for Edgar Gonzalez.
What's that? I thought so, man. It looks close, though. You're going to look like $1 million, by the way. One short, okay?
Again, wearing microphones tonight, the umpiring crew. You heard Todd Tischner talking with Jose Felix. Full count to Team U.S. leadoff man, Jimmy Rollins. Got him swinging.
Well, let's check out the defense behind Yovani Gallardo out in left field. Edgar Gonzalez, the center fielder, Eduardo Arredondo. In right field, the veteran Kareem Garcia. Around the infield, Luis Cruz. Gil Velasquez at short. Ramiro Pena second. Adrian Gonzalez, the Gold Glover, at first. And Jose Felix behind the plate catching Yovani Gallardo.
Two-time All-Star Brandon Phillips now with one away and the base is empty. Brandon Phillips has more at-bats against Yovani Gallardo because of their days as NL Central adversaries than any other major leaguer, and not a lot of success. Just 9 of 37, a 243 career hitter against the Mexican ace. Tied him up, and on the appeal he did not swing the bat, says Brian Gorman.
And that's what Brian Gorman was looking at, whether Phillips attempted to swing at that ball, but he did not. Ball.
Phillips making his first appearance in the World Baseball Classic.
Ball.
2 balls and a strike to him now.
Boy, what a great motion Gallardo has. I mean, just country hardball. Here it comes, mechanically perfect. Makes a nice turn right over the top. So fluid.
Ryan Braun waiting next, and there's a chopper out to third. Louis Cruz has got it, and there are 2 gone for Gallardo.
Yeah, as a pitcher, you try to take advantage of the height of the mound, and by the time he delivers the ball from right on top, you know, he's got a great angle of 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock going down toward the hitter.
It looks like the guy they call Yo lost his chain.
Yeah. And I would think with a guy like that, if he keeps that down, it's very hard to elevate that ball, you know, going from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Some real familiarity and a decidedly Milwaukee theme to this next battle as Ryan Braun digs in. The staff ace versus the offensive leader in Milwaukee. 2 of 13 Brewers playing in the World Baseball Classic this year. That's more than any other team in the big leagues. The Brewers and Twins, each with 13 players taking a break from their team's camp to play in the WBC. Nothing in 1, the count to Ryan Braun. 1-1 to the 5-time All-Star.
I like that when an umpire, you heard Todd Tichenor, no, it's out. Sometimes on a close pitch, catcher, pitcher want to say, you know, was it high or was it outside? And he immediately said, no, that's out.
Braun sends the ball out to deep right center field. Garcia and Arredondo giving chase. And the side is retired in order by Yovani Gallardo in the first. The Mexico City Scenics and a big Mexican contingent here at Chase Field. This is a bipartisan crowd. I think it's split right down the middle.
Well, you're right. I mean, there's equal representation.
Oh!
Kareem Garcia leads things off against R.A. Dickey. Team Mexico scoring twice against the American ace in the first.
Hey!
Well, it's been a while since we've seen Kareem Garcia in a major league uniform. Last played in the big leagues in 2004 with the Mets and Orioles. Had a 10-year major league career and has been playing in Mexico ever since we last saw him in the big leagues. It's not like he stopped playing.
Spent time with the Tigers, the Yankees.
Three balls and a strike. That's smacked out to right center field. And another ball that comes in flat. Kareem Garcia into second base with a leadoff double. And you have to wonder if R.A. Dickey's knuckleball is where he wants it to be to start this night.
Well, so far it isn't. Most of them have been up in the strike zone, as you see that one, and it's kind of tumbling. It isn't diving and dancing, it's just tumbling right there, which turns that knuckleball into sort of a mediocre fastball.
The third hit in just an inning plus, and now it's Edgar Gonzalez.
Yeah, down toward the bottom of the order. I'm sure they'd like to advance the runner and just tack on another run, but sometimes the most difficult thing to do is bunch a knuckleball.
A strike to Adrian's older brother. Edgar split last season between the Yomiuri Giants and the Iowa Cubs. Jam shot pop-up out to shallow right center for Adam Jones. Kareem Garcia's got to stay put. Well, R.A. Dickey's signature, of course, the knuckleball. And we asked him about the finer points of his craft.
If this is the horseshoe of the baseball, I just take my fingernails and I dig them in right behind the horseshoe. So I keep my thumb off the seam and I keep this forefinger off the seam. And when I release it, I just try to release it at the opportune moment and try to impart about 1/4 of a revolution on it from the time it leaves my hand to the time it gets to the plate.
Easy, right? That's it.
Simply put, actually, as you heard from that demonstration, is strike one. It's really a fingernail ball, not a knuckleball, because as all knuckleball pitchers say, they dig their fingernails into the skin. Now that one had more movement than any he's thrown so far. You can see the bottom kind of fall out of that one.
Nothing in one that counts of Mexico catcher Jose Felix.
And I would imagine when R.A. said there, I try to impart about 1/4 of a revolution. If it's not working, maybe he tries to do a little bit more. You know, the early innings for a pitcher, sometimes you're experimenting, trying to find it.
Fly ball out to shallow right. Giancarlo Stanton's got it. And again, Garcia stays put.
In a knuckleball pitcher, there's only so many things you can do. You're kind of at the mercy of, the atmosphere, how the ball is moving. And, the last couple now we've seen him get a little more dance to it. So maybe he's either trying to take a little off or put a little on. Good look from the side view. That feel-good finger, which is the ring finger, just lays somewhere on the side. And then as he releases the ball, that's an amazing sight. That has some dip to it.
There's Gil Velasquez now. If you're wondering, you watch that super slow-mo replay of R.A. Dickey, and you see some of the torque, you see his elbow moving, and it looks like a very unnatural motion. It doesn't bother a guy like Dickey, who, by the way, does not have an ulnar collateral ligament in his pitching elbow. Something that when discovered as Ranger property and what seemed like another baseball lifetime for him was thought to be problematic. Whereas, in fact, if you don't have a UCL, then you're never going to have to worry about Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, kind of wish in some cases that I didn't have one. It'll make it easier to throw the ball. And from a USA standpoint, even though he's given up 3 hits and 2 runs, he's working very efficiently. He hasn't had 3-2 counts or anything like that, so he can certainly work his way through 5 innings.
And Velasquez fouls that one away. R.A. Dickey has worked with what he calls the Jedi Council in refining the knuckleball. Phil Niekro, Charlie Huff, Tim Wakefield. That's what R.A. calls the Jedi Knuckleball Council. It's a very tight fraternity.
Yeah.
All these guys seem to have everybody else in the cell phone.
And it's a small fraternity.
And the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Whatever might have been wrong with R.A. Dickey in the first seems to have been corrected in the second. Team USA comes back to the plate after a quick timeout, but first we take a look at another Team USA G.I. Joe Retaliation in theaters March 28th. A reminder, if you're down here for spring training or in Phoenix for any other reason, catch all the action of the World Baseball Classic at Chase Field tomorrow. Canada takes on Mexico, then Team USA head-to-head with Italy. Purchase your tickets at worldbaseballclassic.com today. Jim and I will be here along with our entire MLB Network crew to bring you both games in person right here on MLB Network.
Back-to-back doubleheaders, gotta love it. All players model sleep in November. Don't have any time in March and April.
Cue up the cough drops. Mauer jab, he bounces it back up the box anyway. Team USA's first base hit of the night. It's been a good matchup for Joe over the years. 5 for 10 against Gallardo during the regular season.
Joe Mauer is a little bit like a great teammate I played with in Minnesota, Rod Carew. I don't care where you pitch him, he's going to find a way to get enough barrel on the ball to hit it where you can't feel it. Some hitters just have that knack. That wasn't hit well, but it was in the right spot. That's why he's smiling a lot.
From a 5-time All-Star to a 6-time All-Star, David Wright. So Gallardo out of the stretch for the first time tonight, 0-1. David coming off a great season with the Mets in 2012, of course, hit .306 last year, 21 home runs rather, 93 driven in. And it was good enough, along with the rest of the body of his work, to net an 8-year contract extension with the Mets, one that he signed in December. Has grounded into a 6-4-3 double play.
There's that nice angle from Gallardo. 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. David Wright hits it on the top of the baseball, and Mexico turns it into a routine 6-4-3 double play.
Thanks, brother.
Two gone, bases empty. Here now is Eric Hosmer.
Thanks, brother.
The third-year Kansas City Royal was the latest addition to Team USA's roster. After Mark Teixeira was declared ineligible due to injury, Hosmer was added, and it certainly made it a little easier that the Royals train in nearby Surprise, Arizona.
Nice spot in the lineup, hitting behind David Wright. How'd you like to hit ahead of Giancarlo Stanton? You ought to get some pitches to hit.
Hosmer rips a 2-0 pitch into the opposite field. Edgar Gonzalez makes the catch to retire the side in order. A 7-pitch inning in an event where pitch counts are very important. Giovanni Gallardo working efficiently in Phoenix tonight. R.A. Dickey, one of the superstars, loaded on to Team USA. And after giving up 2 in the first, then a leadoff doubled in the second, retired Gonzalez, Felix, and Velasquez to end the threat. Top of the order here for Mexico, Eduardo Arredondo.
Yeah, a lot more movement to it now, and that's typical for a conventional pitcher. The first inning you tend to overthrow, and obviously it's the same for a knuckleballer like Dickey. Threw it a little, maybe overthrew it slightly in the first inning and didn't have much dance and dip to it.
Jim, I don't know if we can overstate the atmosphere here tonight. There was a huge walk-up crowd, one that was tough to anticipate for the folks that are running the event. There's a flare out to the opposite field and a foul ball. They were thinking upwards of 40,000 fans, and it looks like they may have exceeded that number. Only the top corners here at Chase Field are empty.
And as you mentioned earlier, bipartisan crowd, the equal number of fans coming to cheer on Team Mexico.
Oh my gosh, look at the concourse.
That last swing by Arredondo for the Team Mexico fans, an example of how the little pesky singles hitters can give a knuckleball pitcher more problem. They just poke at it and try to make contact, not overswing.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count pitch is against slap foul.
Reminds me a bit of Vic Davalillo and Matty Alou. Some of the elderly baseball fans will remember those left-hand hitters. Just pesky, just slap at it.
David Wright hoping he has a play on that one. Instead, it's on top of the dugout. It's been an 8-pitch at bat for Arredondo, and that brings R.A. Dickey's pitch count up to 35. And for those of you at home, and I know, Jim, you count yourself among them, that grow tired of hearing about pitch counts, it's actually very relevant information in the World Baseball Classic. The 3-2. Line into left. A base hit. And Arredondo is aboard to start things in Mexico's third.
Boy, that's a good play by Ryan Braun. He got caught in between, and I think he said, let me try and dive and see if I can catch it. That gets by him. That's a triple. So he just got the glove up and kept it from going all the way to the wall. An example of a leadoff hitter just trying to slap at it, make contact, and now you'll see the cat and mouse game of R.A. Dickey trying to keep him close at first base.
Here's the former Yankee Ramiro Pena, and he takes a strike. Team Mexico has put its leadoff hitter aboard now in all 3 innings they've opened against the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner. We had a chance to visit with R.A. yesterday, and I know you certainly could have spent all day picking his brain about the finer points of the knuckleball, but when he's talked about his mechanics and how he visualizes his craft.
Yeah, that fascinated me. You know, I watched him quite a few games last year, and most pitchers make an exaggerated hip turn. They show the hitter their hip pocket. And he makes a very abbreviated hip turn. And I said, is that my imagination? He said, no, I do. And I'll tell you in a minute what he visualizes his motion being like. See, he stepped straight toward the hitter. He said, my mechanics, he looked at a doorway. He said, I want my motion to fit within the sides of a door. The door's about, 3 feet? And the closer the ball gets to home plate, I'm trying to throw it in a shoebox. That's a great visual.
On the ground to second. Phillips to Rollins. The turn. Not in time to number one for Ropenian.
Nice effort by Pena. You see Jimmy Rollins unload it, get out of the way, and that last step, I think he did. It's such a close play for an umpire to call bang bang, and it looked like Pena did. Just beat the throw.
Here's Luis Cruz now. That's ground to third. Great play by David Wright. Cruz beats out the relay, but David Wright made a fantastic play to his right.
Man, that is a Gold Glove play, no surprise, by David Wright. That's a two-base hit. I mean, not only getting to the ball, but making that pirouette, and then a nice job by Phillips. He plays like a first baseman, stretches to get the throw, no chance to get two. That's a run saver right there.
6 Gold Gloves on the left side of Team USA's infield. David's got 2 of them. Here's Adrian Gonzalez now. He drove in one of the 2 first inning runs. Some out there, some naysayers, Jim, who talk about players involved in this event and maybe going at anything less than full speed. Guarantee you, from those people we have spoken to and from watching this event, once the opening pitch is thrown, there's nobody thinking about going 75%.
Well, a lot of the flaws by people that, we all find flaws with it because of the timing. It would be nice if there were a convenient time where you could have Justin Verlander here, Clayton Kershaw, Buster Posey, the true all-star roster.
Gonzalez takes an elevated pitch and sends it out to deep right center field. Jones is looking up, and that one's gone. A home run for Adrian Gonzalez. Joe Torre came out just to make sure Ryan Gorman and the rest of the crew saw the home run.
They're going to go review it. Joe wants to, I think it clearly hit to the right of the yellow line, but they want to make sure. Pitch was thrown high, didn't have much dip to it, and it was hit high.
Yeah.
And it just hits to the right of the yellow line. That's what delineates whether it's a home run or not.
There was a home run reviewed in the earlier game today, one that actually came back, one that was called a home run initially, but upon further review was ruled double. That one, it appears, is going to hold up as a home run.
Yeah, there's a yellow line, a yellow border that goes along the center field barrier. And if it were to have hit just to the left of that, it could have bounced back in play. It would have been an extra base hit. But it looked, even from our vantage point here, that it did just hit to the right of the yellow line. And again, another knuckleball by R.A. that just didn't have that dance and dip to it that some of the other ones this inning have had.
I'm going to blow up the picture for you and give you a really good look.
I don't think there's enough conclusive evidence to say it didn't.
These are the same replays that the crew looked at, and Brian Gorman comes out to confirm it is, in fact, a home run for Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, from a pitcher's standpoint, you look at that and say, hey, if the guy hit it that far, he deserves a home run.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
The unquestioned leader of Team Mexico doing exactly what he is supposed to be doing. 3 of the 4 runs driven in courtesy of Adrian Gonzalez. And in fact, he's had a lot of success in this ballpark. His days with the San Diego Padres and now back in the NL West as a Dodger. Jorge Cantu with a base hit that gets over Jimmy Rollins.
Well, we thought the game this afternoon was a shocker. Italy thumping Canada 14-4. How about this? The reigning Cy Young Award winner. 2 2/3 innings, 6 hits. Again, had a little bit of movement, but not really the dance and dip that you'd expect from R.A.'s normal knuckleball. Good effort by Rollins. Looked like he might have got just the tip of his glove on it.
To give you an idea as to what Team Mexico's lineup was doing to R.A. Dickey today. Last year, in his 33 starts, R.A. had only 6 of them in which he gave up 4 or more runs. Mexico's not even out of the 3rd inning tonight, and they have already scored 4 against the Cy Young Award winner. Karim Garcia with a one-hopper laying out his Phillips to make a fine play and retire the side. Not before Adrian Gonzalez can do his thing. In a very comfortable environment, the Dodger slugger has made it 4-0 Mexico. You think the World Baseball Classic's being taken seriously in the United States? It's the Empire State Building lit up in WBC colors.
Wow. How cool is that?
Mike Stanton capable of hitting one from here to the Empire State Building.
Yeah. This guy could be a tight end. Be about anything he wants to be.
Recruited to do that at USC, as a matter of fact.
I can imagine. I remember the first spring that I met when he was going by Mike Stanton. I saw Tony Perez, one of the part-time coaches and assistants to the general manager or the president of the Marlins, and I asked him about Stanton. He said, I told all the minor league coaches, leave him alone. Just let him play. Don't mess with him.
A ball and 2 strikes to a player who led all of Major League Baseball in slugging percentage last year and is hitting 7th for Team USA tonight. Still 1-2. Well, should Team USA emerge from Pool D, the next round of games, the second round, will be played at Mike's Giancarlo's home ballpark, and that is Marlins Park in Florida. Among the reasons that Stanton would love to move on to the next round of the tournament. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Giovanni Gallardo, who's yielded only 1 hit so far in his 2 innings of work. Full count now.
I heard the umpire, ball, it's in. And it was.
Payoff pitch on. And they say that Giancarlo swung the bat, finishing with the throw is Jose Felix. And Stanton struck out to begin the third. Larry Bowa told us before the game tonight that he would not pay to watch batting practice anywhere. But if there's somebody he would pay to watch take batting practice swings, it's Giancarlo Stanton. Here's what else Larry had to say before the game.
I tell him, Willie, I said, I'm a little nervous, man. And don't leave me out there when we go like this. Don't leave me hanging. Hi, Freddie. There you go, buddy. Good buddy. Good luck. What happens when the sun goes down? The stars come out.
I think Bo's having a good time being back in uniform.
He won't let you sleep on the bench, I'll guarantee you that. And that big hug he gave was to Ruben Amaro. Ruben Amaro Jr., the general manager of the Phillies. Ruben Sr., a longtime member of the Phillies organization when Bo was a player.
Adam Jones, the batter, a ball and a strike.
And there is, he can be a irascible little guy on the bench even when you're teammates. Well, I'll tell you, he'll get under your skin, keep you fired up, but with 2 out in the 9th and the tying run on third base, nobody I'd rather see the ball hit to than Larry Bowa. Sure hands and an accurate arm.
Did not swing the bat on the appeal. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, it's nice to hear Todd Tischler, the whole plate umpire, really into this game. Sometimes they take a little lackadaisical. I mean, he is making every call very, very decisive. Good to see.
Big swing and a miss, 2-2. By the way, if there's somebody that could get away with calling Fernando Valenzuela Freddie, it's Larry Bowa.
Yeah.
How you doing, Freddie? Fernando, the pitching coach for Team Mexico. Full count to Jones, so back-to-back full counts. Jones coming off a brilliant 2012. And as good as he was during the regular season, unfortunately for Adam and the Orioles, that did not carry over into the postseason. Payoff home. Chopper to third. Luis Cruz has it. And there are 2 gone. We mentioned the World Baseball Classic pitch count being 65. But for Yovani Gallardo, it's a little lower number. Sam Ryan with more on that.
Yeah, Maddie, it's a strict pitch count of 50. Team Mexico manager Rick Renteria told me this is coming from the Brewers and their pitching coach, Rick Kranitz, and head skipper there, Ron Greinke, that they really want to play cautious with Yovani Gallardo because he tweaked his groin last week. So they wanted to actually work him out this week, but because he had already joined Team Mexico, it is against WBC rules and regulations. So what they did, Team Mexico, they threw him in an exhibition game on Tuesday. He pitched an inning, about 20 pitches, and that was really the final test for him before giving him the go-ahead to get the start tonight, guys.
So only 50 pitches for Yovani Gallardo per the Brewers. Sam, thank you. And it's 0-2 to JP Arencibia.
Looks like he could pitch all night.
In an ideal world for Rick Renteria, maybe one more inning out of Gallardo. Appeal, and he went around. 3 strikeouts in 3 innings for Team Mexico's staff ace. Still 4-0. R.A. Dickey back to work. Edgar Gonzalez leads things off for Team Mexico. 4-0 Mexico early on tonight. Back with Jim Cotton, Sam Ryan, Matt Vasgersian, and a packed house at Chase Field. Gonzalez, Felix, and Velasquez, the bottom third of the order for Rick Renteria.
It's out.
A ball and a strike to Adrian's big brother. The Gonzalez family has had some role in Mexican baseball dating back decades to Adrian and Edgar's father. David Gonzalez never played in the big leagues, but he played for the Mexican national team and played in amateur circuits in the U.S. and Mexico until he was almost 50 years old.
Wow. I like that.
I mean, that's a baseball bloodline if ever there was one.
3-1, I mean, yeah.
Adrian and Edgar were teammates in San Diego in 2008. Playing together in the WBC, and in fact have played together on other occasions. They spent 3 winters together playing for Mazatlan in the Mexican League, twice going to the Caribbean World Series, and once winning the whole thing. Edgar sends a fly ball out to left for Ryan Braun.
Well, if he played till he was almost 50 in the Mexican League, he played with the Babe Ruth of Mexico. I was talking to Ruben Amaro about it tonight because as a kid, I loved to get the sporting news when it was all baseball. And there were so many leagues that take you all week to read through it. And always at the top of the Mexican home run hit leaders was Hector Espino. He was the longtime star of the Mexican League, the Babe Ruth.
Jose Felix with a ground ball for David Wright. Better pick on somebody else because David is in mid-season form defensively tonight. Two gone now for Gil Velasquez. Well, Mexico had a big Mexican Winter League this year, and I say that redundantly. It was the Mexican national team that won the Caribbean World Series just a month and a half ago. An exciting extra innings victory. A game that lasted 19 innings, the longest game 7 in Caribbean Championship history. 1-2 to Gil Velasquez. Undeterred after their loss yesterday to Italy. Rick Renteria told us today, we're playing like our tournament lives are on the line tonight.
Oh!
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to the ex-Red Sox, Gil Velasquez. Now Yankee property. Made his big league debut in 2008 after 10 years in the minors.
With that action in the bullpen for USA, you would expect this inning would be Dickey's last anyway, but some foul balls there now. They're driving that pitch count up closer to that 65 limit. That's Vinny Pistano down in the USA bullpen.
And a rare fastball catches Velasquez looking. The first 1-2-3 inning of the night for R.A. Dickey. Middle of the 4th. Still 4-0 Mexico.
Always said if I had an opportunity to play for Team USA, I would, and the opportunity presented itself, and I definitely wasn't going to turn it down. And now I get to be one of the elder statesmen on the team, and I've been there once, and hopefully I can, guide these guys, through it the second time.
And that elder statesman lead things off against Giovanni Gallardo here in the 4th and does so with a base hit. USA puts its leadoff man aboard, down 4-0.
Well, it's a fast track here at Chase Field. It's almost like playing on AstroTurf. And you saw that high hop that ball took as Adrian Gonzalez to his right. Boom. Right past him before he could even get the glove up.
Yeah, I got you. Go out.
Leadoff hitter aboard, and now it's Brandon Phillips. Dickey's day is almost certainly over with. We saw Vinny Pastano up in the bullpen earlier. R.A. at 62 pitches. Can only throw 3 more, and it is 99.9% certain he'll be done.
Yeah, disappointing for R.A. Dickey coming off the great year and all the attention focused on him, and he was so committed to kind of leading this pitching staff. There's his line. Just didn't, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, the monster home run by Adrian Gonzalez. He just didn't have the dip and dance to that knuckleball tonight. And there's the pitch count limits that pitchers are limited to.
Gallardo's pitch to Phillips is in for a strike. There is a connection between Brandon Phillips and R.A. Dickey in terms of international play, and you'd really have to have some insight to be able to guess it. R.A. Dickey pitched for the 1996 U.S. Olympic baseball team in the Atlanta games. Brandon Phillips was just a kid then. In fact, he was the bat boy. Here they are some years later as teammates. That's R.A. before he developed a knuckleball.
Conventional pitcher, #1 pick of the Texas Rangers.
Fastball, and on the appeal, he did not swing the bat.
3-2. Held up in time, and the pitch was high.
3-2.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. See if Rollins is on the move. He is not. And Phillips swings and misses. 4th strikeout tonight for Yovani Gallardo.
Looked like a 3-2 slider. Yeah. Undisciplined swing on a 3-2 pitch.
Todd Tishner, the home plate umpire, and Jose Felix talking about some of the drips that have made their way from the roof to the field on that unlikely, uncharacteristic March day in the Valley, where there's been a lot of rain. The roof has been closed all night, yet there are still, and you can see it there, that's a live picture, some of the moisture making its way through the roof. A ball and no strikes to Ryan Braun. This Brewer battle was won by Gallardo in the first. Braun flied out to center.
Good command of that fastball by Gallardo. Nice late movement, all the way high and tight.
One ball and 1 strike to Ryan Braun.
Teddy Higuera is on the coaching staff. He's a Yankee killer in his day.
There he is.
With a great screwball, Teddy Higuera.
Teddy Higuera and Fernando Valenzuela both on the Mexican staff. I don't even know if you could argue the fact that they are perhaps the 2 most decorated Mexican-born pitchers in Major League history.
And similar styles. I was fortunate to be playing in the early 80s when Fernando Mania caught on, and was it a thrill to see him come out and he's looking up at the sky just like he did with his pitching motion. That devastating screwball, that's what big weapon for Teddy as well.
And
only be an indication, and Sam Ryan reported that they were going to limit Gallardo to 50 pitches. You know, he's had such good command, and the last couple, you know, well out of the strike zone. It is spring training for a lot of these pitchers, so they're not conditioned to go 7 or 8 yet. That's why they have the pitch count limits, and Renteria, I think, is going to make the change.
Rick Renteria stressed to us, even though Team Mexico is playing like this is an elimination-style game, they're not going to do so at the expense of the wishes of any of the major league clubs that have players here. And the Brewers were very clear about the pitch count with Gallardo, and he's gone at 49 pitches. Threw the ball very well and leaves with a 4-0 lead. Mexico goes to the bullpen. We'll be right back. Kansas City Royals right-hander Luis Mendoza, the new pitcher for Team Mexico.
Signed with the Red Sox as a teenager back in the year 2000, bounced around the minor leagues, and those are his numbers with the Royals last year. Tough hitter to face to come in with 2 men on, Joe Mauer.
Mauer singled back in the second.
Just 2. Time.
Yvonny Gallardo went 3 1/3, 49 pitches.
Just 2. Yep.
Struck out 4, allowed just 2 base hits. Joe Mauer trying to pick up 3-time All-Star Jimmy Rollins at second. 2-1. You know, there was a lot on Yvonny Gallardo to get this game off to a good start for Mexico, given the disappointment of yesterday's loss. One that's being taken very seriously in Mexico. I spoke with the Spanish radio crew earlier today. They're broadcasting this one throughout Mexico. And they said that Twitter blew up yesterday after the come-from-ahead loss. After Mexico blew that 9th-inning lead, it was a big deal.
Especially since Sergio Romo, the great closer that helped the Giants win the World Championship, was the closer that Italy scored against.
Coach Iber Magallanes is backing up left fielder Edgar Gonzalez. There's been a lot of attention to Edgar. He's an infielder by trade, playing left field in this WBC. And unfortunately, he was in a bad spot yesterday. And I say in a bad spot because he's really playing out of position. Was unable to make the play on a fly ball, and that led to the come-from-behind win for Italy.
And a little more difficult to pick up the flight off the fly balls in spring training down here, where you don't have the double deck, you know, the high big stadiums, and I think that's what caused him to misjudge that ball, misplay it a bit.
Pitch, and Mauer's caught looking. Joe Mauer led the American League with a .372 batting average with runners in scoring position last year.
Boy, that's a nice backdoor breaking ball. Looked like he was going to be outside. I think that's where Joe thought it would be. And framed well by Jose Felix, the catcher. And the reaction from Gallardo.
Big out for Luis Mendoza. Now it's David Wright who grounded into a double play in the second.
Yes, yeah. Not very fun. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Not very fun.
They're talking about the raindrops keep falling on my head. Is that B.J. Thomas? I think so.
B.J. Thomas,
yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Look at you, Casey Kasem Cott.
Let's just keep on coming.
Breaking ball's in for strike.
Nice breaking ball. Yeah, you can see that front knee of David Wright freeze locked for just a minute. And the effect of the late breaking pitch by Mendoza. I think we're seeing that because we thought, you know, the win by Team Italy, a big surprise, the way they crushed Canada. And now to see R.A. Dickey surrender 4 runs and Mexico get off to this start, is we just assume that America has all the baseball talent, but we're finding out there's a lot of talent elsewhere. We assumed that for years till the game began to get more and more global as it is today.
Well, every other country in this tournament aiming to prove just that. Another foul ball. So with Rollins getting to second base this inning, it's the farthest a U.S. base runner has been against the combination of Gallardo and now Mendoza. The only runner in scoring position today for the Americans, Jimmy Rollins, right here.
Look on R.A. Dickey's face tells it all. Disappointing night for him.
Runners go. And Wright catches in. Rollins will score. We're on to third. Team USA is on the board. An RBI single by David Wright.
What a nice piece of hitting by David Wright. He's been known to take the ball the other way, right center. This pitch is down and in. Runner's on the move, and he slices it into right field.
Ryan Braun bought the deke here. Watch Braun if we get a look at him. Braun slides.
Yeah, he didn't pick up the baseball. He just ran with his head down. Don't know if he could have scored anyway.
He does get the third. You make a good point. Unlikely he would have scored on that ball. And here's Eric Hosmer now. Right aboard. Hosmer lined to left in his first at-bat.
What a spot for Eric Hosmer. Just added to the roster. And now gets a chance to step up and with one swing, tie the game.
And the Americans settle with one in the bottom of the fourth. What a sick joke is that? Eduardo Arredondo leads things off, hacking away at the first pitch as he's done all night, trying for extra bases and in safely. The first pitch, Glenn Perkins throws in relief, and Mexico has their leadoff hitter in scoring position.
Well, Matt, you talked to Rick Renteria before the game and asked him about players he had that just excelled in Mexico. This is the guy he talked about. He said he had a hard time describing him, and then he said, well, just watch him play, and you'll see. Steps right, hits left. You know, tough challenge for a pitcher because it just looks like he can put the bat on about every pitch you throw up there. Now, Phillips wanted to argue that his hand lost contact with the bag briefly, but he lost that one.
Rivero Pena now. Take a look at the back end of this once more.
Yeah, great shot there from our cameraman. Now he's got contact with the bag right there. Phillips trying to lay his glove on it, and on him.
Brandon has a pretty good case. He came off the bag. Pena bunting. Gets down a good one. Wright has to field it. Third base unoccupied, and Arredondo is able to advance easily.
Here's another look. The Arredondo slide. He's got his hand on the bag.
No, he never did come off.
He came off, but not when Phillips tagged him.
Yeah.
When Brandon applied the tag.
Let me see that tag on the backside now.
His hand was still on the bag. Well, ABC baseball. Arredondo's double. They sacrifice to the third. They force USA to bring their infield in.
Here's Luis Cruz now.
Say they force it. I mean, you almost have to. You're down 4-1 in the fifth inning, and you don't want to give up an extra run, so you bring that infield in to see if you can get a play at the plate on the ground ball. Perkins, native of St. Paul, and became the Twins' closer the latter part of the season.
Thank you.
Quickly 0-2 from Glenn Perkins to Luis Cruz. Glenn Perkins last year became the Twins' closer after Matt Capps was lost to injury. 16 saves in 70 appearances. One of the 13 Twins playing in the World Baseball Classic. One and two. Right before this plate appearance, right as Luis Cruz was stepping in, the entire Mexico bench went from sitting on the bench to standing on the top step.
Oh no!
Whether that's some kind of an organized cheer or just one man's superstition that's extended to the entire roster, we're not sure, but it was quite a visual to see everybody at the same time moving up to that top step. From 0-2 to a full count now.
Even though it's lefty against lefty with Adrian Gonzalez being in the on-deck circle, I don't think I'd want to pitch around Cruz. They have to go after Adrian Gonzalez.
Agreed.
They'd like to get Cruz out and then pitch very cautiously to Gonzalez.
Cruz with a drive to left. Braun has it. Tagging up is Arredondo. He'll come in to score. And it's 5-1 Mexico. So now Adrian Gonzalez. He has driven in 3 of the 5 tonight for Mexico. 2 of them coming on the home run against R.A. Dickey in the third.
Well, that's great baseball right there by Team Mexico. The way you draw it up and the way it ought to be played. Get them over, get them in. Excellent butt, and then a productive fly ball.
Two balls and a strike. There was a time before Adrian Gonzalez's star was established in the NL West as a Padre that the thinking was he could be neutralized with left-handed pitching and that he could be neutralized on the outside corner. Adrian has proven that neither one of those things is reliably true. Yes, he has better numbers against right-handers, but it's not like he's a soft rollover out against southpaws.
Yeah, and most left-hand hitters, because they tend to carry the bat high in the vertical position, are low ball hitters, but Gonzalez showed us against that R.A. Dickey knuckleball, he doesn't fit into that category.
Ball 4. Some of his success here in this ballpark. Among the best opponents' numbers in baseball. Ball 4. And there's ball 4.
That's by design. I mean, it is 5-1, but you're not going to give Adrian Gonzalez a pitch he can drive. You're going to go to the right-hand hitter Cam too, who's trying to make the time. I mean, this guy came up. He was some hitter. I remember him, playing with Tampa Bay against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Had some great days there. He can hit.
Jorge is singled in line to center. Spent last season as Angel property. Was released by the Angels early in the season, however. Last full season in the big leagues came in 2011 in San Diego.
Hitting coach Gerald Perry in your picture there in the dugout of Team USA.
Cantu grounds it to third, rights up with it, and goes the short route to force Gonzalez and retire the side. Not before Mexico hangs another run. Middle of the night. Team Mexico on top 5-1 as we check in at the MLB Network studios with Scott Braun.
We're putting a crooked number up next inning. Right here, let's go, let's go. Double man on, let the big guys get up. Yeah. All right, here we go, let's go. Get out. Watch it.
Easy to accommodate.
Giancarlo Stanton leads things off with Larry Bowa doing his best to cheerlead along the way. Back with Jim Cotton, Sam Ryan, Matt Vasgersian. It's a 5-1 lead for Team Mexico. It's the first time Bowa's taken a seat tonight.
Baseball lingo for put up a 2, a 4, a 7. That's a crooked number.
Stanton, Jones, and Aaron Sivia here against the reliever Luis Mendoza. 5 runs on 7 hits for Team Mexico. A run on 3 hits for the Americans tonight.
You see they play Giancarlo a bit as a pull hitter and exceptionally deep in center field.
Full count to him now, 3-2.
Yeah, a couple of undisciplined at bats. Talented players. We saw Brandon Phillips swing at a pitch way out of the strike zone. There's a 3-1 count, a hitter's count. Where you have to get a pitch you can drive with the barrel on, and he fought off an inside pitch. Not a good pitch to swing at.
And the full count pitch home misses ball 4. It's the third time in 5 innings that Team USA has put its leadoff hitter report tonight.
Center field, Adam Jones.
A man aboard now for Adam Jones. He grounded out back in the third. You know, in terms of restating the big picture, Italy has already won 2 of its 3 first-round matchups. Time called down. If Mexico beats Canada tomorrow and they play tomorrow afternoon here at Chase Field, the Canadians are in real bad shape and most likely done for the tournament. In fact, they would be done. You can call tomorrow's a must-win for Canada. If Team Mexico hangs on tonight and then beats Canada tomorrow, it's the U.S. that would be on the bubble.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that Italy would be pulling for the USA, but they would in this game. We'd like to see Mexico eliminated, and then Mexico eliminate Canada tomorrow. Clear the way for Team Italy, regardless of what happened to them against USA.
Just for college basketball, we'd be calling the Italians the bracket busters.
Yeah, right.
2 balls and a strike to Adam Jones.
It's close. I think it's a little up, though. It's close, though. It's close. I think it's a little up, though. It's close, though.
Pitching was said to be a pre-tournament strength for the Mexican squad, with Giovanni Gallardo leading the way, fellow Brewer staffmate Marco Estrada, this man Luis Mendoza of the Royals, Rodrigo Lopez, who threw yesterday, Sergio Romo was their closer.
Romo would be available to pitch again today because he did not reach the 30 pitch limit. Alfredo Aceves not available because he exceeded the pitch limit.
If Mexico is put in a position tonight where they need to go to a quote-unquote closer, it would most likely be Arizona Diamondback right-hander David Hernandez. Payoff pitch home.
I thought it was. Yeah. 3-2.
Full count pitch, Adam Jones, a check swing foul ball. And as I dot my I's and cross my T's properly, David Hernandez being on the U.S. roster would make it tough for him to close for Mexico.
I think they'd come with Romo.
We'll speak with someone about that. Been on the air for 12 hours. What do you want? Fernando Salas would be the guy to close in the absence of Sergio Romo. That's right, I'll follow on that one. Here's a 3-2 home. And ball forward, Adam Jones. Teddy Higuera comes out to visit. We should also make clear the fact that Sergio Romo is technically available, though Rick Renteria would prefer staying away from him tonight.
Well, this is the best opportunity USA has had. Base on balls, 2 base runners, nobody out. Number 9 hitter, Aaron Sebia. A productive number 9 hitter. I mean, they're flashing the signs like they're going to say be alive for the bunt. When you're down 5-1, Canada found out what that got them this afternoon. They bunted and didn't score any runs when they were down 4.
Here's JP Arencibia now. Runners aboard with nobody out. We had a chance to visit with JP yesterday, and not only is he excited about the regular season beginning in Toronto with the new look Jays, but he's excited about starting this working relationship with the man that he caught to start the ballgame tonight. Shattered bat, look out! Boy, Luis Cruz had to bail out. A lot of shrapnel coming his way at third. My goodness.
Well, that's the modern day baseball bats. The hitters swing lighter bats, thin handles. They got a very small hitting area, very small sweet spot. And they can generate a lot of bat speed. But if you don't hit it right on that sweet spot, which Arencibia didn't, it doesn't just crack, it shatters. It flies out there like a javelin.
0-2.
0-2 to Arencibia.
0-2.
Top of the order, Jimmy Rollins next. Runners aboard with nobody out in the U.S. 5th. As Jim mentioned, the Americans' best chance to score all night. Saved the run they played it in the 4th. So in beginning this process, JP Arencibia getting to know the knuckleball stylings of R.A. Dickey. A story came out in Nashville, Tennessee this winter where the two live in the offseason. And JP talked about it at length with us yesterday. He's learning to focus on the knuckleball a little bit more and began the process by catching R.A. Dickey without wearing a cup, a helmet, or a chest protector. Now, if you really want to focus on what you're doing and pay attention, you'll do it without any of the proper protective wear as JP did.
I think he did. I don't know. I think there's got to be a better way to do it than that.
You know, for the sake of the family tree, there were no live hitters in there, we should mention. That would be fool's work.
Doesn't have to be. Still dangerous.
He's worried about straightening out Luis Mendoza here tonight. Here's the 0-2 to him. Committed and struck out.
Well, steady diet of breaking balls, and Mendoza finally got one in the right spot. And a big strikeout for Mexico.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Like about 3/4 of the pitches Mendoza throws, maybe more, are those breaking balls right there. And that had a nice late break.
Hey! Hey! Primera segunda! Uno abajo! Here we go, here we go!
Jose Felix barking out the signs to his infielders.
Here we go, here we go!
One out for Jimmy Rollins. Rollins is singled and struck out tonight. You know, with Larry Bowa here tonight on Joe Torre's coaching staff, a player regarded as one of the best, if not the best shortstop in Philadelphia Phillies history, and the guy who's the heir apparent to that title here, Jimmy Rollins, it got us to thinking about Jimmy's place in Phillies franchise history. A bouncing ball over the middle. Pena to Velasquez. Mexico as they get the force out on Jones. Runners at the corners with 2 away.
Nice exchange at second base. Little soft toss. He knew he couldn't get too. Fake throw just to see if he could get the runner rounding third.
There's Brandon Phillips now with runners at the corners and 2 away. To finish the thought on Jimmy Rollins and his place in franchise history. 4th on the all-time franchise hit list. Just over 2,000 career hits for Jimmy, all in a Phillies uniform. He's got 2 more years under contract and is only 210 hits behind Mike Schmidt for the all-time franchise mark. Do the math, he's got 2 more years on the deal. 210 hits, that's a season plus worth of knocks for Rollins. He runs. Phillips bounces it over the middle. Haney was in the perfect spot, and the Americans are turned away in the 5th. Through 5, still 5-1 Mexico. Well, not only is Team USA loaded with stars on the active roster, but the coaching staff among the most decorated ranks in WBC history. Starting with Joe Torre, 2-time Manager of the Year, 4-time World Series winning manager, and a 9-time All-Star. Gerald Perry, Greg Maddux, Dale Murphy, 2-time National League MVP, and a guy many feel should be in the Hall of Fame. Willie Randolph, nothing, just a 6-time All-Star. Larry Bowa, a terrific staff assembled here for Team USA, doing what they can to try to overcome a 4-run deficit in the middle innings against Mexico.
And Marcel Latchman also on that staff, assisting Greg Maddux from the pitching staff. Vinny Pastano comes on. Seems like he should have been pitching this afternoon for Team Italy. Vinny out of Newport Beach, California.
Yeah, just when you think that Vinny Pastano might be a guy out of Palermo or at least Hackensack.
Right.
He is from Newport Beach, coming off a very good year with the Cleveland Indians, and somebody who's caught Greg Maddox's Rick Garcia grounds out to start things in the visitors' half of the 6th.
Well, as is the case with a lot of teams now in the major leagues over here in the States, teams come out the latter part of that bullpen with some guys that can throw hard. And Pastano's an example of that. 76 strikeouts in 70 innings last year, over 1 per inning.
Here's Edgar Gonzalez now with 1 away. I think Vinny Pastano would be a good example of one of the players that Joe Torre and Greg Maddux described to us yesterday in their bullpen as being somebody who is not just a situational trick pony. One of the things the U.S. feels most good about in regards to their bullpen is that they don't have a bunch of matchup guys. Right-handers that can get left-handers out and vice versa. Really important when you talk about trying to match up in a pitch count situation. A swing and a miss. 2 quick outs for Vinny Pastano here tonight.
Country hardball, good live fastball right on the outside corner. See him talking to himself like we saw Chris Cooper this afternoon for Team Italy. And a lot of pitchers do that. The late Mark Fidrich got the reputation for talking to the baseball, talking on the mound, but a lot of pitchers do that. Play little mind games with themselves up there.
On one convenient hop for Eric Hosmer, and Vinny Pastano, gets Mexico in order in the 6th. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2013 World Baseball Classic from Chase Field in Phoenix, along with Sam Ryan and Jim Cott, Matt Vasgersian. Team Mexico on top 5-1, and some of the American fans in rally cap mode already tonight in the desert.
Yeah, this all-star lineup has not been able to do much. 1 run, 3 hits.
Ryan Braun, Joe Mauer, and David Wright here in the U.S. 6th. Ryan Braun 0 for 1 tonight, drew a walk in the 4th. And for every hitter that loves to swing the bat here at Chase Field, there is somebody like Ryan Braun, who, despite all of his wonderful career accomplishments, has never particularly enjoyed Brewers trips to play the Diamondbacks. A career .229 hitter in this building. That makes Chase Field his lowest ballpark by batting average in the big leagues. Caught looking. And his struggles in this building continue.
Luis Mendoza has that low outside corner pretty well locked in. Good pitcher's pitch.
Yvonne Gallardo went 3 1/3. It's been Mendoza since the 4th. And now Joe Mauer. For all the big hitters in Joe Torre's lineup, Braun, Mauer, Wright, Hosmer, Stanton, Jones. 3 singles tonight for Team USA. You know, I for one, I don't buy the criticism, and you can almost see it in advance.
It's close. I'd like to see it come through the zone, but it's there. Yeah. You came around on it before it got across.
Blood umpire Todd Tichenor talking strike zone. You can almost read the advanced copy, Jim, about Team USA's disappointment and failures should things not turn around tonight. And the bigger story in my mind is that a very good lineup has been to date neutralized by Mexico's pitching.
So far.
I mean, you have to tip your cap to the other guys every once in a while. And it's been Gallardo and Mendoza tonight. Make Joe Mauer 2 for 3. David Wright has one of the now 4 U.S. singles. He drove in the only American run back in the 4th. With Luis Mendoza's pitch count nearing 50, Mexico bullpen is hot. Left-hander Oliver Perez. Recrafting his career as a Mariner reliever. Made some mechanical changes that have him and the Mariners quite excited about 2013 after a disappointing end to his Mets career. looks promising Padre youngster. Again, trying to recraft as a Seattle reliever. Here's the 2-0 home to David Wright.
Well, that means Mendoza can finish the at-bat with David Wright, and then his night will be over with.
Left-hander Eric Hosmer waiting on deck.
Oh!
And it's 3-1 now to David Wright. Bauer off first with one gone. Bounced over the middle and through. Back-to-back one-out singles. Bauer will wrap around the third. That is very possibly the last batter that Louis Mendoza will face tonight.
First baseman, Eric Hosmer.
Left-handed batter due up, and in fact here comes Rick Renteria. Tio Higuera on the phone, and they're going to go with the Culiacan Kid. Oliver Perez will be summoned here in the 6th to try to get Team Mexico out of a runners at the corners jam. How fired up Rick is, huh? They love him in San Diego as Buddy Black's bench coach. Team Mexico responding to him, and the change has been made. We'll be right back. Well, Mets fans look away. Oliver Perez has had some success in the World Baseball Classic at Team USA's expense. March of 2006, second round, he started opposite Roger Clemens through 3 scoreless innings, and combined with 7 Mexican relievers to throw a 3-hitter, winning the game 2-1 and eliminating Team USA in the first ever run of the World Baseball Classic. And now a 31-year-old Oliver Perez trying to contribute to more success at the Americans' expense. Eric Hosmer with runners at the corners and one away.
Oh! Could be a one-man appearance for Oli Perez. Get the left-hand hitter out, as Rick Renteria told us. He's got to make every move he can to win the game. He's got a dangerous right-hand hitter in the on-deck circle, and Jose Cobos is getting ready for him.
Hosmer pops it up into shallow left. Edgar Gonzalez is in there to make the catch. Bauer decides to hang on at third. Advancing behind the throw is David Wright, however. And now with 2 away, there are runners at second and third.
A good alert base running by David Wright. Well, you go back and tag up, watch where the throw goes, and as soon as the throw came back into the infield, he took advantage of it. Gives the USA another runner in scoring position. And here comes Renteria to make the move. There's, you see David.
Back-to-back pitching changes as Jose Cobos takes over on the mound. Oli Perez tips his cap doing his job. Mexico trying to hold the 5-1 lead. Jim Sam and I are back for doubleheader action tomorrow on MLB Network. Tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern, it's Canada versus Mexico, and then the nightcap, the U.S. and the pole setter in Pool D, 2-0 Team Italy. Team that scored 20 runs en route to winning both of their first round games. 32-year-old Mexican veteran right-hander Jose Cobos takes over.
Good live arm, as you see the 55 innings and 66 strikeouts. And the innings dwindling down and the chances for Team USA. Again, here's their best opportunity to score they've had for a while with powerful Giancarlo Stanton in the batter's box, 2 men on.
Stanton bats with Mauer and Wright aboard, and 2 away in the 6th. Stanton struck out in the 3rd, has walked as well. Should he get aboard? Adam Jones waits next with 2 gone. You know, it's a slippery slope to generalize a pitching staff by country. But the Mexican staff, and Fernando Valenzuela will be the first one to tell you, prides itself on its craftiness.
I think that's been true of most Latin American, most Spanish pitchers. And that's why a lot of the Hispanic hitters are good breaking ball hitters. They see a lot of that stuff, winter baseball.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Later, time. Oh, I'm good. Thanks, brother.
Good pitch to hit there. Got a little piece of home plate umpire Todd Tisch.
Hey, come on, there we go. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Later, time. Oh, I'm good. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I'm good.
That's some bad speed.
Yeah. Jose Felix extending that professional courtesy. Hey, you all right? You want me to take some time for you? And Todd Tischner saying he was fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Where am I again? 3 balls and a strike. Mauer and Wright aboard with 2 gone. Full count now, 3-2. Love to see that pitch again.
Ooh.
High. Okay.
Might have got a little gift there.
You gonna guess breaking ball here, Kitty?
Boy, about every pitch, as you mentioned, the crafty Mexican pitcher's throws that 3-2 slider.
I'll be on record as guessing breaking ball. No, it's a fastball that's drilled into center field. Arredondo on the move at the track to retire the side. Well, crafty indeed. It's still 5-1 Mexico. Team Mexico on top 5-1. One of the big blows courtesy of their leader Adrian Gonzalez, who straightened out an R.A. Dickey knuckleball for a 2-run home run. That came in the 3rd. Yovani Gallardo was terrific for Mexico tonight. 4 strikeouts, including a couple of punch-outs in big spots in midseason form as the Brewer right-hander. In the 4th, Team USA struck for its only run when David Wright drove in a run with an RBI base hit. But it has been all Mexico so far tonight in what amounts to almost an elimination style scenario for Mexico. They're on top 5-1 as Team USA has gone back to the bullpen. San Diego Padre right-hander Luke Gregerson taking over on the mound. As you see the line for Team USA, 5 hits, all of them singles. Nothing to 2 to Gil Velasquez.
Sorry, JP. You're all right. We'll get off you, man.
Gregerson coming off another great year in setup capacity in San Diego.
You cut that thing, cut it.
That's nice. It's fun to hear that by-play between the home plate umpire and the catcher. These fans don't get to hear that often.
Yeah, I'm sure that Todd Tichenor has seen Lou Gregerson's cutter before. Thus the chuckle. Chopper to the shortstop hole for Jimmy Rollins. The four-time Gold Glover gets Velasquez by a step. Vinny Pistano worked his scoreless sixth inning. Lou Gregerson retires his first hitter.
Here's the star of the show.
Eduardo Arredondo 3 for 3 tonight. 2 of his 3 base hits have come on the first pitch that he's seen in the at-bat. See if he offers early at Gregerson. Taking strike 1. Time to retire Arredondo. Like Team USA, Jim, Team Mexico has never advanced past the second round in this event. They got to the second round in both 2006 and 2009. Put their backs up to the wall early with their loss to Italy yesterday, but have been in nothing but control tonight. Here's Ramiro Pena now. One and 0 to the ex-Yankee.
I'll get that one.
Luis Cruz would bat next with 2 gone. And then if it goes any deeper, it's Adrian Gonzalez in the hold. Joe Torre's not going to be caught off guard. And just in case it should get to that, Jeremy Affeldt is up in the American bullpen.
Hi!
3-1 to Ramiro Pena.
Big part of the San Francisco Giants championship season last year, Jeremy Affeldt.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ramiro Pena. The U.S. bats in the bottom of the inning. Adam Jones, J. Pierre Ancibia, and Jimmy Rollins. Chopper to the right side. Hosmer can't flag it down. And Pena's aboard with 2 gone.
Quick decision by Eric Hosmer. Probably would have been better served covering the bag. Brandon Phillips, see him already calling that ball off. He'd have had it quite easily and been able to retire Pena.
That's going to be scored as an error, charged to Eric Hosmer. Luis Cruz has driven in a couple of runs tonight. Paris sacrifice flies. He has scored another. On the first pitch, a ground ball to third. David Wright gets him, and Luke Gregerson holds in the 7th. Seventh inning stretch here in Phoenix. Team USA still down by 4. Well, Mexico, as we talked about earlier, in terms of its WBC history, has lost in the second round in both 2006 and 2009, 5-7 overall. Vinny Castilla, Vinny go boom, too hot for TV. Only person to ever play and manage in the World Baseball Classic, though he is not involved here in 2013. The U.S. has suffered a similar fate in previous World Baseball Classic play. They have gone no farther than the second round. It's going to be Adam Jones leading off the comeback effort here. The Americans down to their final 9 outs tonight, trying to catch Mexico. The U.S. has not led this evening.
And look at another new pitcher, Oscar Villarreal. Pawtucket Red Sox.
Spent last season as Oriole property in Triple-A Norfolk. Pitched in the World Baseball Classic back in 2006. He starts with a strike to Adam Jones. A pinch hitter on deck for the Americans.
I thought so.
Shane Victorino waiting for an opportunity next.
Oh!
Ball and a strike to Adam Jones. Oscar Villarreal, familiar with this ballpark. A former Arizona Diamondback. Falls behind Adam Jones, 3 balls and a strike. Five singles tonight for the U.S. offense. And the 3-1. Jones grounds into shortstop. Velasquez has it. One away.
Hey, bud. Good to see you. Yeah, man.
So Shane Victorino will make his first appearance here in round 1. It was a lucrative offseason for Shane, as he changed employers last year, of course, splitting time between the Phillies and the Dodgers at the end of the season. Victorino signing a 3-year, $39 million deal with the Red Sox at the winter meetings.
The Flying Hawaiian, they called him in Philadelphia. As you see, Shane, a native of Hawaii.
Part of a dramatically reworked Boston lineup. 1-0 to Victorino, popped him up. 2 down for Oscar Villarreal in the 7th. Well, not much to speak of tonight in terms of U.S. offensive productivity. All the base hit singles, 1 of 8 with runners in scoring position. There haven't really been many runners to strand per se, but they have left 6.
Hard to imagine when you look at that lineup that Joe Torre has posted, and then look at the hitting numbers. And a credit to the pitching, starting with Gallardo. And I think the other thing that makes it more difficult for hitters of all teams in this World Baseball Classic is you seldom get 2 or 3 looks at a pitcher. Now, a starter like Gallardo you do, but he's one of the best in the business. And then it's just a steady stream of relievers that you haven't seen much of.
Rollins with a drive out to right. The first U.S. extra base hit of the ballgame comes courtesy of Jimmy Rollins with 2 out in the 7th.
Left-hand hitter's favorite zone, down and in. Easy to drop the barrel on it. Rolls it over and hits it off the fence in right field.
Here's Brandon Phillips now. Phillips is hitless over 3. It's going to take more than just driving in Jimmy Rollins here. The U.S. down by 4 and down to their last handful of outs in the last of the 7th.
Listening to the crowd tonight after the pregame ceremonies, we talked about what a big atmosphere it was, but once Mexico took that 4-0 lead, it's been rather quiet on the first base side.
To Brandon Phillips. Well, as we've already seen Team Italy prove, they don't play these on paper. A rather anonymous Italian team is already 2-0. This U.S. lineup with 24 combined all-star appearances tonight has been held to 1 run on 6 hits. Slider is swung on and missed.
Oh yeah. Thank you. No. You know when it is not, and it isn't right. That's okay. You know. Yeah.
And 2 strikes to Brandon Phillips. Rollins at second after the 2-out double. The only U.S. extra base hit tonight. Swung on and missed. Oscar Villarreal shuts the door in the 7th. Mexico still on top, and one of those most responsible, Adrian Gonzalez, will lead things off as we go to the 8th. Welcome back to Chase Field. Whoa, what the clockwork orange is going on with that dude? Oh, man. Welcome back to Chase Field.
You look good with your hair like that, man. There sparkles in it like that?
Before we were frightened into coming back to the ballpark, a 5-1 lead for Team Mexico. Adrian Gonzalez leads off. New battery inserted in for Team USA. Royals left-hander Tim Collins takes over. And throwing to a new backstop, Jonathan Lucroy of the Brewers takes over for JP Arancibia. In the category of not judging a book by its cover, Tim Collins, though short in stature, throws as hard as any 6'5" right-hander in baseball. The little lefty can bring it, if you will.
93 strikeouts in less than 70 innings. Live fastball and also a very good curveball.
It would be easy to understand how Tim Collins could be looked past by scouts and those responsible for big league drafts. He was ready to be a carpenter. Enrolled at Rhode Island Community College, but 2 weeks before classes, an American Legion game changed his life. He struck out 11 to 12 batters. J.P. Ricciardi, who was at the time that general manager of the Toronto Blue Jays was there, he was there to scout someone else. But instead, his eye was caught by Tim Collins. Got a look, and eventually got to the big leagues as a Kansas City Royal.
About the same size as my baseball hero, Bobby Shantz, who was MVP with the Philadelphia Athletics.
4-3-2.
Tim Collins is a hero to us little guys everywhere. Someone we can really look up to. If I had a rim shot, I would cue it up right now. Full count to Adrian Gonzalez.
All four.
And all four.
One short, 3. Hey, Bobby.
Here's Jorge Cantu now with the leadoff hitter report. Well, this tournament certainly is not won or lost in one day. But the U.S. situation becomes perhaps a little bit more urgent should they fail to come back tonight. To Cantu. Ball and 2 strikes now.
That's the advantage of the round robin format is you can afford one bad game out of 3, but not 2.
A loss.
Yeah.
You can stomach a loss. Italy has won their first 2. They play the Americans tomorrow night. Canada and Mexico here tomorrow afternoon. Jim Sam and I will be here for both of them right here on MLB Network.
There you go.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Italy's in a nice position because even if they lost to the United States, if they keep it a relatively close game, and there's the call by first base umpire Brian Gorman that said no, he did not go around. They built up such a nice big run differential, Italy has, that if they keep the game with the United States close, they stand an awfully good chance to advance even with a 2-1 record.
Yeah. I think we can say this with certainty that if Mexico hangs on to win tonight, and if they beat Canada tomorrow, and if the U.S. loses to Italy tomorrow, then it's Mexico and Italy that advance.
Which would be quite a shock in this pool.
Quite a shock.
But we were seeing in other pools as well. Netherlands defeated Cuba. Chinese Taipei will play Cuba. I guess that'll be on early in the morning tomorrow morning, and the loser of that game will go home, which if Cuba lost, that would be a big surprise.
5 a.m. Eastern. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Jorge Cantu. There's a shot into the corner and left, and trouble. Gonzalez in the third, Cantu the second. And Team Mexico rallying for some late insurance tonight.
Hey, got one up and in. inside pitch. That's why it's been a shock that Jorge Cantu his career has kind of gone downhill since those days with the Tampa Bay Rays, because he was a very productive hitter for several years with the Rays.
Here's Karim Garcia now. Second and third and nobody out. Karim Garcia has something in common with a number of players in Team Mexico uniform tonight, including but not limited to the great Fernando Valenzuela, in that he was discovered, quote unquote, in Mexico by legendary Dodger scout Mike Brito. Mike Brito was the gentleman from Dodger fans. Needs no explanation. There's Mike. He is seen omnipresent at Dodger Stadium with his trademark fedora hat.
And his radar gun. Where is it?
And his radar gun. It might not be on the clock tonight. He might just be enjoying this one.
Well, with most of the pitchers on Team Mexico, like Fernando, you didn't have to have the radar. They didn't beat you with overpowering fastballs. They beat you with breaking pitches and good control. Somebody's got one.
He found Fernando, he found Karim Garcia, and he's still looking for talent. Here's the 2-1 from Collins.
Now that radar gun, it's been used to judge a lot of pitchers, but it's ruined a lot of them, maybe more than it's helped. Pitchers get caught up in how hard they throw, instead of just recording. Now it's interesting, as we talked about yesterday, Matty, looking at USA pitching coach Greg Maddux. Looks anything like him, but a power pitcher.
Yeah.
Did it with finesse, guile, movement, control.
Breaking ball misses to make it a full count, 3-2.
Yeah, it's difficult in spring training. There's Greg Maddux. The word with Joe Torre, it's spring training. The curveball is a pitch that comes along last. And when you rely on that curveball like Tim Collins does, you're not to have as good a control of it until you get into the season.
Swing and a miss, and there's an offering that Karim Garcia would love to have back. A pitch around the eyes that he just could not lay off of. The first out of the inning for Tim Collins.
There's the pitch Matt's talking about.
Joe Torre's already signaled for the change. That's going to be off for the left-hander.
Cishek will come in and take over the pitching for Team USA.
Enter Marlins right-hander Steve Cishek, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Phoenix. We've talked a lot about both coaching staffs for Team Mexico and Team USA. How about the two pitching coaches that have been brought to the party? Fernando Valenzuela and Greg Maddux.
What a phenomenal year that was in 1981, watching Fernando break into the big leagues. Rookie of the Year, Cy Young winner, 6-time All-Star, and he could hit for a pitcher. And of course, Greg Mad Dog Maddux, 8-time All-Star, 4 Cy Youngs, 18 Gold Gloves.
And for folks that don't know, the record for Gold Gloves by a pitcher that Greg Maddux owns is one that he passed when he got past 16. Gentleman sitting to my right, Jim Kaat, 16 gold. Between the two, he had 34 gold gloves. Is that what you're telling me?
You know, when Greg was on the verge of breaking that record, I saw him in San Diego, and I said, Mad Dog, I got one more for you to chase. Oldest pitcher to steal a base, which I was at 41 years, 7 months, and I'll be that summer if I didn't get an email from their PR guy.
He did it.
He just broke your record.
He did it as a San Diego Padre. I remember the night, as a matter of fact. Well, darn him. Steve Cishek on to intentionally pass the pinch hitter Efren Navarro.
They want to set up a double play and keep this a 5-1 game, and Cishek, another one of those hard-throwing pitchers from a less than an overhand arm angle, and is taken over as the closer for the Marlins when Heath Bell began to have hard times last year.
So the intentional walk is complete, and now a second straight pinch hitter will be Walter Ibarra. We talked about this a lot earlier today when Team Italy invoked a mercy rule win over the Canadians. Now, that's not the story tonight. However, tacking on insurance runs is every bit the story. If it would seem like a club has a comfortable late lead, part of the tiebreaker formula in World Baseball Classic play has to do with runs differential. So nobody's going to take their foot off the gas despite a comfortable late lead. And that's not to say that 5-1 is comfortable by any stretch, but you get what we're talking about.
Great situation right here for Ibarra as Cishek falls behind 2-0.
Little flare out to shallow left. Braun coming out in a hurry, makes the Franklin Stubbsian basket catch. There are 2 away for Steve Cishek.
Big pitch right there, do a little damage control, a 2-0 count. He gets it in on the fist, and here's Braun running full out with the basket catch. Runner unable to score.
So Gil Velasquez now, who has struck out twice, bases loaded, 2 away. Steve Cishek trying to get out of this jam with the bases loaded. Jam shot with some funny English. That dude is on it. Brandon Phillips flips it to Eric Hosmer. She sells Cishek by the seashore. Tying our Scotch-Irish tongues in knots. The WBC store here at Chase Field, where you can buy a Russell Martin Team Canada jersey for the low Litco discount price of $40. Russell not playing for Team Canada, but you can buy his jersey, making it even more of a keepsake. Hey! Changes for Team Mexico here in the last of the 8th. Luis Garcia takes over at left. That is infielder Luis Garcia. Humberto Cota is the new catcher. And St. Louis Cardinal right-hander Fernando Salas takes over on the mound. Ryan Braun lifts a fly ball into shallow right center field. Garcia sliding and can't make the catch. Braun moving all the way out of the box, gets into second base.
Well, an early break for Team USA with the outfielders playing Ryan Braun very deep. He just hit it in that triangle where no one could get to it. Second baseman running out. Right fielder, center fielder moving in. It falls right between the 3 of them. Effort by Karim Garcia. Got part of his glove, but couldn't make the catch.
Here's Joe Mauer now. Joe has 2 of the 7 U.S. hits. They're going to score that as a 2-base hit for Ryan Braun.
Should have been caught by someone. I think they just, both center fielder, right fielder got a late break on it.
Between 3 U.S. hitters, you've got all but 1 of their 7 hits. Wright, Rollins, and Mauer with 2 hits apiece. Ball and 2 strikes to Joe Mauer. 44,256 in attendance tonight. We talked about the big walk-up crowd, the official attendance number just announced over the PA.
And great support for the team from Mexico. Yeah, I'm sure Rick Renteria, even though he has that 5-1 lead, when he looks down this lineup, that is a lineup that can just explode and put a lot of runs on the board in a hurry.
And Mauer caught looking.
Well, that's twice tonight. Joe Mauer has been caught taking a pitch right on the outside corner. Again, maybe seeing pitchers they haven't seen before. Perfect spot.
So now David Wright, one of the 3 Americans with a 2-hit night on his line. We're told that the walk-up crowd tonight was over 8,500 fans. And the folks that run the show here at Chase Field, a lot of Diamondback staff being used to host this event, they were looking for that kind of walk-up crowd. One of those things that really makes it tough to do your planning when you're a host venue. An extra 10,000 seats that you didn't know if they were going to be spoken for or not. The Diamondbacks folks had a good idea that was coming tonight. 1-1 to David Wright. Tomorrow, Mexico and Canada in the afternoon. The U.S. and Italy is the nightcap. If this score stays in favor of Mexico, and if Mexico beats Canada tomorrow, and if the U.S. loses to Italy, it's Mexico and Italy that will advance to Miami. A lot of ifs, we understand, but it's the unpredictable nature of this thing. Nobody saw Italy starting out 2-0. Exactly what's happened. Mexico on the verge perhaps of evening up their record at 1-1, and that's going to put Canada and U.S. squarely behind the 8 ball tomorrow. Wright sends a little pop-up behind second base. Pena makes the catch. And the Americans are down to their last 4 outs tonight. Team USA just 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position tonight. Eric Hosmer now hitless this evening.
exhibition tonight by the Mexican pitching staff. Now Gallardo, just a good power fastball with excellent control, but all the pitchers that have come in since then with a lot of late movement on the pitches, just taking the ball off the fat of the bat.
Hosmer sends a little dunker out to shallow right center field. That's going to get drawn around for second. Eric Hosmer with an RBI single to make it a 3-run ball game here in the 8th.
Well, that's a little magic area out there in right center field. 2 of them have dropped in. In on the handle, not hit well. Both outfielders playing rather deep. Nobody can catch up with it.
That's the first run allowed by the Mexico bullpen tonight. Now it's Giancarlo Stanton. Eight hits apiece now, and if Giancarlo Stanton can straighten one out, we're looking at a 1-run ball game in a very different feeling 9th inning coming up.
That's the challenge of facing a lineup like the USA has. Even though they haven't been productive tonight, a lot of games you say, well, I'm looking toward the bottom third of the lineup. They don't have a lot of power there. Every hitter that steps in the box is in scoring position for Team USA.
If you need a refresher on Giancarlo Stanton's power, we'll take you back to May of 2012. The Rockies in town at Marlins Park. Bases loaded. Jamie Moyer on the mound. Yeah, it hit the scoreboard. Not only did it hit the scoreboard, it knocked out several panels of light. Yes, Giancarlo Stanton at 22 years old broke a scoreboard about 475 feet away from where he struck the ball.
That's a ball!
And a balk has now been called on Salas. Position for Stanton. 2 balls and a strike, and Adam Jones on deck representing the tying run.
Yeah, pitchers sometimes anticipate the sign, and you'll see him start up. You see him, he hits a ball. Moved his shoulder.
Stanton with a swing and a drive to the opposite field. Garcia back with room to measure it off and make the catch. And a big exhale by the guys in green. To the ninth. 5-2 Mexico. Hey Artie, get a shot of the guy in the sombrero. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the World Baseball Classic and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Mitchell Boggs on to try to keep things at a 3-run deficit for Team USA. He'll face the top of the order, Arredondo, Pena, and Cruz. Well, Jim Cott, it is a 3-run deficit for the Americans. This was supposed to be different this time around for Team USA, and though they have caught up to the Mexico hit total, 8 hits apiece, they have trailed throughout tonight. Arredondo with a super sliding hit first, not in time, as the throw from the left side of the infield gets him.
Nice play by Jimmy Rollins. Yeah, it's been puzzling when you look at every hitter that goes up there, an all-star, a potential run producer, and they just haven't been able to put it together. There's the nice play in the hole by Rollins and head first slide by Arredondo. And got him at first base, but it's been a head scratcher when you see those USA hitters go up there one after another, and credit to Mexican pitchers, Mexico pitchers.
There's Ramiro Pena now. Not to imply that Team USA was taking this lightly, it's anything but the case. But for Mexico, this was almost an elimination style scenario after their loss to the Italians yesterday. Giovanni Gallardo came out and set the tone. They got the big 2-run home run from Adrian Gonzalez against R.A. Dickey and have not trailed tonight.
Of course, I think that's what took a lot. It was a shocker, I think, to USA because we put an awful lot on the shoulders of R.A. Dickey tonight when we promoted the game. And, you know, you just assumed the way he pitched last year with his knuckleball that he would dominate. He didn't have the good knuckleball consistently tonight that he had all of last year. And once Adrian Gonzalez hit that 2-run bomb, seemed to take a lot of the energy out of the USA team. There's Boggs' numbers last year with the Cardinals. Excellent year.
On the ground for Phillips. And there are 2 away here in the ninth. Greg Maddux told us yesterday that as much as he likes his bullpen dynamic and its versatility, there were certain pitchers like Mitchell Boggs, like Steve Cishek, who they were keeping as get-out-of-jam guys. Cishek got out of a jam in the 8th. They're hoping for a complete 3-out inning from Boggs in the 9th. And the only thing that Joe Torre told anybody about how he'd use his bullpen specific to roles would be that if they had a chance to close, Craig Kimbrell would be the guy. Other than that, it was a mixed bag of tricks. And again, they felt good enough about the versatility of this group to not assign anybody a specific role. Look at this.
Well, again, if you've seen some of the qualifications for pitchers that we've talked about, if you threw 30 pitches yesterday, you would not be eligible today. Romo threw 28. And as Rick Renteria said, he would prefer not to use him. But in the game they have to win, and now it's 5-2. He's not going to take any chances. He will bring in Romo. Rodrigo Lopez, 56 pitches yesterday. Aceves 52. They're out for the rest of the round, and Romo available to pitch. He's pitching in the 9th inning. That means he is not eligible tomorrow.
Well, that's a big base hit from Louis Cruz because that means Adrian Gonzalez will have another at-bat tonight. A 2-out single.
Yeah, that could always change Renteria's mind. And if all of a sudden Gonzalez hits another one, he's got a little more of a cushion. May not use Romo.
Three runs batted in tonight for Adrian Gonzalez. He got one of them on a ground ball in the first and 2 of them on one big swing of the bat against R.A. Dickey in the 3rd. Talking about how Rick Renteria is choosing to use Sergio Romo. If he does pitch him tonight, and as Jim mentioned, that would make Romo ineligible tomorrow. I think part of the rationale is if Mexico doesn't win tonight, then tomorrow doesn't matter. Because they'd be 0-2 here in the first round, and most likely, almost certainly, not advancing to Miami.
Interesting motion by Mitchell Boggs. When he goes into a stretch, he actually turns his entire back to the hitter.
It's out! Staying away from Gonzalez, 2 balls and a strike. And believe it or not, with a couple of National League veterans, it's their first ever meeting. No head-to-head experiences to speak of between Gonzalez and Boggs. And it just looks to me like Mitchell Boggs wants nothing to do with Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, with Cantu in the on-deck circle and the way his career has gone the opposite direction the last few years, I think it's pretty clear when you see pitchers pitch to Gonzalez that they're going to make him chase something or go on to the next guy.
All four.
Go on to the next guy, indeed. No disrespect to Jorge Cantu, who has a pair of hits tonight, but he does not represent the threat that Adrian Gonzalez does.
Well, when he was in his prime, and you hate to say a player like that has already passed his prime, but I just remember vividly when he came up to the big leagues, he was so quick on the inside pitch. I don't care how hard you threw. And one of the pitches that for the double tonight he hit off Tim Collins was in that zone. So he'll sit on that inside fastball early in the count.
Cruz and Gonzalez aboard, 2 out, 2 on for Jorge Cantu, who again has 2 hits tonight. Team USA can ill afford any more Mexico offense this evening, already trailing by 3, and with just 3 outs left tonight. Rollins backs up, goes the short route to get Gonzalez, and the deficit for USA stays at 3. Sergio Romo's going to pitch in back-to-back days. That's how important this one is for Team Mexico. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Adam Jones will lead it off with the Americans trailing by 3. A reminder that as the World Baseball Classic continues, nobody covers it like the Emmy Award-winning MLB Tonight. Watch World Baseball Classic coverage on MLB Tonight right after the game and through March 19th right here on MLB Network. Paul Severino, Harold Reynolds, and Darryl Hamilton will take you through a busy day in WBC play right after the game tonight. It is Sergio Romo on to try to close it for Mexico. 14 to 15 in save opportunities after taking over full-time as the closer down the stretch for Bruce Bochy last year. 4 for 4 in postseason save opportunities. And a ball and a strike to Adam Jones starting the last of the 9th.
Took the loss yesterday. Part of that was the misjudged or misplayed fly ball out into center field. Usually gets most of his outs on that good slider, late breaking slider.
Rick Renteria taking nothing for granted. He will not have Sergio Romo available tomorrow, as rules prohibit anybody in the competition from pitching on a 3rd straight day. Adam Jones grounds one foul. It's not like Sergio Romo hasn't done this before, but last year as a Giant en route to a World Series title, he never appeared in back-to-back days after throwing 25 or more pitches the first time out there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did Romo slider.
Well, we saw that from some of the pitchers on Team Italy, and also tonight from most of the pitchers from Mexico. Good late breaking slider. And that wasn't even in the perfect spot. You know, he'd like to have that a little bit lower, but to Adam Jones, it looks like it's going to be on the outside part of the plate. And just keeps breaking away from it. Can't reach it.
Jonathan Lucroy making his first plate appearance after coming on defensively 2 innings ago. to you that nobody wanted the ball more in this game tonight than Sergio Romo after being handed the loss yesterday. The night started out, Jim, as we mentioned, sounding like a bipartisan crowd. It's starting to sound more and more like it is a road game for Team USA.
Yeah, there's a lot of green and red, both sides of the field.
It's like when the Yankees play the Rays in St. Pete.
Or the Orioles in Baltimore, though that's beginning to change.
It's true. 0-2 to Lucroy. Ground ball to shortstop. And Team USA is down to their final out tonight. Takes a strike.
Thank you.
Sergio Romo hoping for some redemption tonight. And Team Mexico will be right back at it tomorrow for the early game here. 2:30 Eastern. Team Mexico against Canada. The U.S. and Italy is the nightcap tomorrow. Down to the last strike. Close your eyes and listen, and you think you're in Hermosillo in February attending the Caribbean World Series. That will wrap it up. You think this doesn't matter? Watch the celebration on the pitcher's mound. Mexico right back in it. The disappointing loss to Italy yesterday. A wire-to-wire win after 2 in the first inning tonight. Mexico at 1-1 as the U.S. drops their first game here in Pool D.
Well, the tone was set by the starting pitchers. Mexico broke in against R.A. Dickey and Giovanni Gallardo. Did the job for Mexico. Even though he didn't go the 5 innings, he will qualify as the winning pitcher.
Tonight's Chevrolet player of the game, Team Mexico first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. He was on base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances, drove in 3. 2 of them came on this 3rd inning 2-run home run against R.A. Dickey. Look at the reaction. Adrian Gonzalez, your Chevrolet player of the game. Well, the stage is set for tomorrow's doubleheader here at Chase Field, when in the afternoon game, Mexico takes on Canada. And in the nightcap, Team USA with its back up against the wall taking on 2-0 Italy. The U.S. in a must-win situation tomorrow night. Join us tomorrow on MLB Network. 2 more games. Canada-Mexico at 2:30 Eastern. U.S.-Italy at 9. Up next, World Baseball Classic coverage on MLB Tonight with Paul Severino, Harold Reynolds, and Darrell Hamilton. For Jim Cotton, Sam Ryan, this is Matt Vasgersian saying so long. Thanks for watching the World Baseball Classic right here on MLB Network.